We have a problem with this drawer here. It's been designed to accommodate hanging files, and it can support hundreds of pounds of weight in paper. That is, when hanging file folders are used with their metal ends and they are supported by this rail on one side and the other rail on the other side. That way all of the hundreds of pounds of paper weight are transferred to the drawer front and the drawer's back. But in this drawer we got clay mugs, half a cow, more books and binders thrown in here, and the drawer bottom has been successfully ripped out of place. Houston, we have a problem. The bottom popped out from this groove inside there. So it needs fixing, and lifting the drawer bottom back in place is not going to help enough. What needs to be done is this side of the drawer needs to be pulled in towards the front, so it's parallel with the front. And I'm gonna do it with, I'm gonna have to take out the drawer here at these, out of the drawer slide with using these little two levers on the two sides. I've got clamps here to pull it back into shape and place the drawer bottom into the groove so that it's fully in it. Remove staples that are on the underside in the way, because that's what happens when the drawer bottom originally is just toe stapled like so. When it's being stapled, this back is being pushed away from the front, and with a little bit of overload, this is what happens. So it's gonna be fixed using these pieces of wood. You get the idea. I've got a nice little rabbet cut on it, like so, and it's gonna match the profile of the back. Very straightforward. The drawer slide will be greasy, so get ready. And this is how the rabbeted sticks of wood will fit. There you have it. That's a 10 out of 10. And now it's gappy because this back panel needs to be, like I said, clamped and pulled towards the front. But first I need to remove this staple that doesn't let me push or pull the drawer back towards the front. So a little bit of digging and carpentry. I got this staple out with this Robertson #1 screwdriver and the hammer and the pliers with minimal damage, so that's pretty good. And the knife needs to be, this groove needs to be clean so there's no chips and flakes of any kind in it, because otherwise no amount of clamping is ever going to help, or the drawer bottom is not going to be seated in that groove properly. So a little bit of debris cleaning needs to be done carefully, just like so, when turning the whole thing upside down. So this is how it looks like when we are all squared up. The sticks fit now, nice and tight there, and it's gonna be screwed down, and it's gonna be tight everywhere when it's in place. For the screws, make sure whatever screws you choose, make sure you have the proper size of pre-drill. Get your caliper out, and make sure you got the particle board here pre-drilled, because if you just force a screw into it, this half-inch particle board is going to split like there's no tomorrow. Okay, now one more note on these sticks here, actually two notes. How these were measured so they fit when the box is back into its square shape is very straightforward. It was measured right here at the corner, from here to here, because it was only bulging in the middle starting at the corner, so the corners didn't move and I could measure it at the corners. Last note about the sticks. You see, these are plywood sticks and they have 5 layers, because the drawer bottom is going to be bulging out this way or pillowing out this way, make sure that you have more of the plywood layers going in this direction than in this direction, because the wood veneer crisscrosses one layer this way, one layer this way, and it's stronger if you have the layers running in this direction. Okay, so more layers running in this direction, and I had to plane them a little bit on the thickness planer so they don't stick out here and they are flush with this with the drawer front. Okay, and so they would go back in place without hitting the top of the next drawer front. So I'm good to go for placing screws, and this is how the finished product looks like upside down. One note on the screws: they don't need to be super tight, they need to be just gently seated into the countersink hole, because the screw threads are really easy to strip out from the particles in the particle board, and if they start stripping and they lose the grip, the interacting friction between the screw and the glued together particles, then they have basically no strength left to it. So they just need to be gently seated, and that's it. And maybe don't put half an elephant into the drawer, and then it should work for a long time. And this is how it looks like, nice and strong. So now that it's been reinforced and strong, maybe you get the idea that, hey, you can put a whole lot of stuff in it, because it's so deep and you can put heavy stuff in it. Yeah, I recommend that you do resist the urge, but eventually it's gonna happen. Yeah. Oh well.
Uh-oh.
You think the bottom drawer is the same?
I do. I see the staple.
Oh no, the staple. Yeah, this one's going. That's not in its groove there. Oh no. Okay, that's 3 more pieces of sticks and 6 pieces of screws coming up right away.